Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Today we're just going to get into what the Lord is saying about some of you who might have a connection or relationship or a situation that you're just holding on to where you're in control of your the romance or the love area of your life, and God is saying, I need you to let go. You are trying to get them to act right, and the Lord is like, I don't need you to spend time getting someone to act right. I need you to worry about getting right with me, and I can bring the one who's going to act right. When I send a spouse, when I send someone who's for you, who is going to be a good partner for you, it should not be that difficult initially. It should not be that difficult for you guys to connect, to understand, to communicate. Obviously, people have mishaps, they have miscommunication, that's understandable, but God did not intend for the person he actually has for you to be partnered with to act like and look like and be like every other person that you've already tried to interact with, and it didn't work out. If it looks the same, it acts the same, it talks the same, it probably is the same thing. You're looking for something different. You're looking for something that God has sent for you, something that he has his hand over. If you are trying to find somebody at church, find somebody who says they know God, who's trying to work with the Lord, get to know the Lord, and you're trying to place God's name on it, it doesn't work. God's presence has to be over. You cannot slap God's name on just anything and expect him to be there. And the same thing works for any relationship that you're trying to bud, trying to start, trying to grow into, right? And if you're struggling with that, bring it back to God. And God will make sure that you do not have a peace about it. If you do not have a peace about it, then that's probably not for you. It says just because he knows Jesus, because he says he's submitted to God, because he goes to church, he prays, he's on the prayer team, he does all these things, does not mean he's for you. It does not mean that God had set you up to be partnered with this person. And we like to simplify it and make it seem like, oh, I just need to find somebody that knows the Lord. And great, that's a great start. I think we need to realize there's a specificity to God. He does things specifically for a reason. He's very intentional. He's very purposeful. So if your purposes are not aligning, your mindsets are not aligning, your conversations, they're not connecting, then he's probably not for you, friend. And I don't think you have to make it stick together. You don't got to make it work. You don't got to force it. You don't have to do that just because you want somebody and vice versa. Okay? And this goes for guys or girls, whoever it is, you know what I mean? You need to remember that God is overseeing your entire life. He's overseeing the entire length of it from beginning to end. And so yes, people go around saying, oh, you don't have a soulmate, you don't have a person specifically for you. I'm not saying that's not true. I'm just saying that my God, our God, is an intentional and specific God. You can tell the difference between someone who's actually matched for you, who can compliment you, versus someone who you just think is cute and you like to talk to and you have good banter, right? There's a specificity to how God aligns you. And sometimes you can't tell that initially. It takes time to figure that out. But you should be able to say, you know what? We're not aligned. I don't think this is the pairing that God has set forth, even though we both are submitted to God. And if you feel that, you should be able to separate, right? Because you're not married, you're not a pair, you are not connected in that way. When you are on your knees praying with a man who is not supposed to be your husband or wife, right? Now you guys are connected in a way that you shouldn't have been ever. So you need to go to God and ask for his hand over your life. When it comes to dating, courting, engagement, married, all that. You need to ask for his hand over your life, because you will not be connected to the person he intended for you if you keep trying to slap his name on every single person that comes your way who says they know Jesus, who says they go to church. This is your sign just to let this go. This person is not for you. They were not meant for you. God had not intended you to be their spouse, and vice versa. That he is someone else for you that is better matched for you. Someone that he knows will lift you up, encourage you, that will help you realize what's inside you that God wants to pull out and what he wants to put in. And this person is just not it. He knows you might be nervous. He knows you're like, I really don't want to let go of this person. I really don't want to lose my grip. I really don't want to lose something that could be the best thing ever. It's just struggling right now. God is saying it's not meant to be this difficult. It's not meant to be this hard. It's not meant for this person to tear you down the way they've been tearing you down, or even not even them specifically, but just the relationship, for it to be this hard on you. It was not meant for you, and that's why it's not working. It's not connecting. It's not fitting. Like I had envisioned in another one of my videos, puzzle pieces that fit together, and I was saying that there's puzzle pieces that can fit together, but they're not meant to go together. They might fit, it might look like it matches, but really it's not supposed to go there. Another piece is supposed to be there. And that's exactly how I feel about this. You are two pieces that might fit together. It seems like it, but they're not meant to go together. There's another piece that's supposed to be there. And so you need to give up so you can receive. If you keep holding on, if you keep trying to keep what you have and hold on to it and not let it go, you cannot receive that puzzle piece that's supposed to be there with you, right? In the long haul, it will not benefit you, it will not benefit your future. You will go through way more long suffering and strife and struggle in this situation because it was not meant for you, because you did not obey. God really wants to lead in this area of your life, in this area of partnership and romance and a spouse. He really wants to lead you. If you let him lead, he will bring you somebody who is amazingly match for you, that will just open your eyes up to a different kind of love and experience from God. But if you hold on to what you have, you will not experience it. And God is going to say, I did not have my hand on this. It might have seemed like it logistically, maybe on paper, it might have seemed like it matched. God is a specific God, and he's saying, I did not intend for this specific match and pairing to happen. And so that's why you need to pay attention to what God is saying to you in your quiet time, in your alone time, and not letting how you feel, what you think, your own discernment decide what decisions that you're making. Don't let this person convince you that whatever you feel is invalid. Let them be who they are, away from you, separate from you, because God intended for someone else to fit you and match you in a different way than this person is. I don't have my phone, but there's a song that's like, let go and let God. Okay, y'all, I can't sing, so don't listen to me. But it's like, let go and let God, because you have to lose your grip off of this situation. And there's another song too, I think it's like Stephanie Gretzinger, and it's also let go, and she's like, I'm letting go, whatever. Because when you have such a firm, tight hold on something that is not for you, you can miss out on so many things. If my hand is filled with something and God is throwing something at me for me to receive it, can I catch it? I can't, because there's something in my hand already. I have to drop it before I can receive what is coming at me, right? And you're gonna miss what God has for you because you're holding on tightly to whatever you're keeping. That relationship, that connection, that situationship, whatever it is, God wants you to release it, and you have to release it ASAP. If you do not release it soon, you're going to miss what God has for you, that he's trying to give to you. You're going to sit there and be begging and be, God, why is it not happening? Why do I not have the spouse, the person that I wanted, the person that is for me? And he's going to say, because you held on to something that was not for you, that the enemy threw in your lap and you just took it as yours. This connection that you have right now, this relationship, it is gonna make it so much harder for you to reach where God intended for you to be. It's gonna take a lot longer. It's gonna be a lot more painful to get there, and it's going to be so much more chaotic. Like, all I can imagine right now happening in my mind is like just a lot of bickering, a lot of fighting, a lot of strife, and you're gonna be so weary and tired that when God wants to take you to the place he intended for you, you're not even gonna have the energy or the capacity to sustain it. You're gonna be like, God, I can't even do this. I don't have it. I'm out of it. Lord, I can't do it. And God does not want that for you. He wants the relationship for you to be life-giving to you, to be supportive, to be encouraging, to be helpful, to grow you, but not tear you down. And it's like, you don't see right now how much is going to tear you down, but it's going to tear you down spiritually, emotionally, mentally, physically. And it's going to do it to both parties, not just you, but you and the other person as well. And so God's saying there has to be a separation, a split. Move on, let go, loose your grip so that I can take control, that I can lead you. Let go and let me handle this situation. Let go and let me take control over this area of your life. The more that you feel like you are the one who's making the decisions here, that you know best, the more you're going to lack and the more you're going to need from me. And I'm not going to be able to give it to you because you're holding too tightly on what you have right now. So God is saying, let go. The only thing I can really envision right now is almost like I see you as a person and you have on like this long coat or whatever, some long garment, right? And that person that you're in a relationship with right now, that connection that you have, all I can see is them sitting on it, and you're trying to walk away and move, but they're holding onto it with a tight grip. They're trying to weigh you down, and might be intentionally, like naturally trying to hold you down, but their presence in your life, in the way that they are, the way that they're connected to you, is going to hold you down, going to weigh you down, and going to keep you from what God really, really has for you. And so if you want to settle for lack, if you want to settle for less than what God has for you, then you can keep on in this relationship, in this connection, in this situation, whatever it is, whatever you got going on, you can stay in it. But God is saying, I have not sent this for you, and you keep holding on to it is going to prevent me from giving you what I really intended for you initially, what I really had for you, what I destined for you at your birth. And God is saying, that is not enough for me. It should not be enough for you. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope this this really just got into your mind, like what God is saying to you and what he needs for you to do. If you feel like this is confirmation, I pray that you obey and that you listen to God, and that he just gives you something far better, far more wonderful, and more than you could expect or imagine. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys in my next video.